right, everybody. I am Steve. This is A is for Alice, B is for Bob, and today E, the letter E, is for embryonic. Oh, it's that side. Fucking idiot. Yeah, it's that side for embryonic robot. I've always been horrible with mirrors, except when I was younger and had long hair to comb and look at myself. All right, so this one's going to be fun because the other day, my good friend, your good friend, Brian over at the Embryonic Robot, he was talking about, he was showing, I believe it was most recent purchases. And he mentioned an album, and I believe he said it is in his top 10 debut albums of all time. And I said, whoa, I got to check this out. So I took, 30-second listens to like maybe 3 or 4 songs, enough to intrigue me to go ahead, hop on Amazon, order it, which I did at the bargain price of, it's on CD, mind you, $8.80 USA. Yeah, so I figured, okay, you know what? I've pissed away $9 on certainly more or less frivolous things. So threw all caution to the wind, despite Brian's recommendation, because I'm thinking, man, top 10 debut albums of all time. Now, granted, he said it was indie rock. Okay, you say indie rock to me, you've pretty much already lost me. It's like saying post-punk, okay? I get the origins of indie rock, I mean, it was independent musicians who couldn't get a contract with a big-time label, okay? I get that. But, and then it just grew from there, and now indie rock stars are big rock stars. So, kiss my ass, indie rock. It means nothing. So you might be asking yourself, what is the album that Brian was talking about? It is this album by Arcadefire called Funeral. Okay. First off, Brian, love the artwork. Really like the artwork. That way. See, I told you I was bad with mirrors. I do like the artwork. I don't know if I said that already. Artwork. Although, Brian, I'm going to call into question. I'm assuming these are the band. Now, I like the thought behind this, okay, because it's called Funeral, which was inspired by, I believe, one of the band members' grandmother had died, another one grandfather had died, and another one their aunt had died, okay, all like in a very short period of time. Much like most indie rock, you know what? It's going to be fucking depressing, okay? So let's sing about a funeral. Now, this is what I say I like about the concept. The liner notes, it's pretty much like, kind of like a prayer card, okay? That you would get, you go to a wake, a memorial service, funeral. This is what I'm calling into question, okay? I'm assuming these are the band members. Why are they dressed like members of the Nazi youth movement, okay? Just asking, okay? Does not seem very indie rock to me. But, so let's get this baby rolling. Now, if you're familiar with Brian's channel, which I'm sure you are, obviously you're familiar with my channel since you're watching this. Which one is better? That's up for debate. But what I'm going to say is that Brian and I are, I would say, musically we're not polar opposites, because there's some music that we both like. Brian surprisingly likes Black Sabbath. Me, last year, my album of the year was The Cure. Who knew? But let's see where we meet within the fire that's known as the arcade. One thing I'm going to tell you, Brian, you're going to be glad my wife isn't reviewing this album. Oh, yeah, because you know what? I gave this a fair amount of spins. I've listened to this 7 times now, and I just got this, I believe, on Tuesday. So that means I'm listening to it twice a day. And I had it in the car a couple times, driving my wife to and from the train station. And the first time I picked her up, she didn't say anything. Second time, oh, she was kind of like, okay, I know this. I've heard some of this now. The last song, which is, to me, the worst song on the album, In the Backseat. My wife says, what the hell is this? And I said, oh, this is an embryonic recommendation. She said, okay, enough said. So yeah, my wife is not a fan of the Arcade Fire. Certainly not the female member who's singing, because I have to tell you, that would be my biggest complaint about the band. To me, I thought the two weakest songs were Haiti and In the Backseat, or In Your Backseat, whichever backseat they were in. And she sings lead on both of those, okay? Not quite as annoying or shrill as Yoko, but let's just say this. It's a good thing her husband is the chief songwriter, okay? She may be a lovely woman, talented musician. I'm just going to question her vocal capabilities. But before we get to dissecting all the songs here, I want to make sure everything's okay. Here we are now. We're in the realm of indie music, okay? My biggest problem with indie music is too many of the singers, they sound like they're hurt. You know, they're damaged. They're vulnerable individuals. Perfect example to me is REM. I cannot stand that fucking band. Some good songs there, well-crafted songs. I'm not questioning that. And the musicianship, nope, no problem there. But Michael Stipe, everybody hurts. Oh, God, give me a break. You know what? So many of those indie singers, they just sound like that. They sound like me being, having a cattle prod put in a not too good a place. So let's see what else we got here. Okay, so like I said, Brian and I, musically, pretty divergent. He likes his music gluten-free. I like my music with gluten. Okay. So where do we go from here? Oh yes, Brian, top 10. Like I said, top 10 album. I'll let you know what I think when we're wrapping this baby up. So how did this album do chart-wise? Not, if you're not familiar, they're from Canada, specifically Montreal. Shout out to FEA. And Mark, Twinger's Turntable, he's living over there. And Olivier. We got three Montrealpolitans, or whatever you call yourself. And Canada, it went to number 23. I would have thought one of the 10 greatest debut albums of all time would have done much better, but it didn't. In the US, it went to 123. But what's strange is when I looked at down their discography, they started doing much better in the US than they did in Canada. So what's that all about, Brian? Okay, so let's see here. Okay, like I told you, you've got your chief songwriter, the leader of the band, Win Butler. Okay, he's an indie rock star. I know why he became an indie rock star. He cannot be happy with his father's vocation. His father worked for the big energy conglomerate Halliburton. Oh no, that can't go. And like I said about the eighth song, Haiti. His wife now, what's her name? Regine, if I'm pronouncing this correctly. Brian even said his French wasn't very good, and he lives in Canada. So Regine Chazanet, I think, whatever. Anyway, her parents came from Haiti, and hence that's why the song is called Haiti. All right, but like I said, Yoko's got to take a backseat. I don't know what happens on the ensuing albums, but like I say, that's something we'll get into a little bit further. So What do I think of this album? Brian is sitting on the edge of the seat because we are 10 minutes into this, and he doesn't even know what I think of this, outside of the fact that my wife really hates it. Brian, sit down, buddy. Put on your no logo t-shirt. Put on your no logo hat. Eat something gluten-free because they're coming at you live. I love this fucking album. Oh my God. I'm blown away. Yes. Like I said, I've listened to it 7 times, not because I wanted to give an honest opinion about it, but I couldn't stop listening to it. A lot of infectious tunes. I expected to be, I'm not going to say bored, but I was expecting to want to slit my wrists, like you do when you listen to most indie rock. A lot of just kind of great earworm songs. The 9th song, Rebellion, parenthetical lies, infectious pop tune. That will be in your head for the rest of the day. You play that in the morning when you get up. You're driving home, work in the afternoon. You are singing that song, even without it playing on your CD player or you're streaming it or your LP, whatever the hell you're doing. So, yeah, I mean, first listen, I was like, oh yeah, these songs are pretty good, except for 8 and 10, Haiti in the backseat. And second listen, yeah, I like it a little more. Third listen, I am hooked, baby. I'm thinking, Brian, you know what the hell you're talking about. I didn't think I'd ever say that. So, what I need from you, Brian, which album should I go to next? Because Arcade Fire might have a new fan. Well, they have a fan with this album, that's for sure. Let's see if they can keep it up. I don't know. Do they have a sophomore jinx? Or like one of those bands who put out like 3-4 good albums and then they drop off? I don't know. I'm coming to you. I want to hear which album I should listen next to you because you did not steer me wrong here. Holy cow, man. Yeah, those Crown of Love. Oh, great song. Wake Up 7. Every time, like after every listen, I was like, is this my favorite song? Is this my favorite song? Is this my favorite song? I wasn't sure, but I will tell you my 4 favorite songs are certainly Rebellion, Wake Up, Crown of Love, probably Neighborhood Part 2, which is Laika. Somebody gets a different name for whatever reason. If you do not trust my opinion, maybe I can sway you with the fact that I am a proud recipient of a Colton Award, as is Brian. So there you go. That is my honest, unabashed review of Arcade Fire, the album Funeral. Oh, and one other thing. I forgot to show this, Brian. When I started listening to this, I was like, man, these guys are reminding me of somebody. And I'm hearing, and I only took the one out. Oh, let me grab the other one here. Why am I singing the Wizard of Oz theme song? I don't know. They were reminding me kind of 2 bands. One, this band. Kind of some depressing music, but I really like it. And the band is called Ours, and that's Ours. The album is Distorted Lullabies. Great singer. Brian, if you're not familiar with them, I think you would like them. And then also, these guys I saw open for Noel Gallagher, oh man, about 12 years ago. They're kind of they're a poor man's U2, but to me, they're better than U2 because you don't get the sanctimonious Bono, for one thing. And that is the band Mona. That's their debut. And this is their second album, Torches and Pitchforks. I hear a lot of Mona in parts of Arcade. So, Brian, you gave me a recommendation. I just gave you 2. So there you go. That is first in what may be a series. I may just be dissecting any album Brian recommends from here on out. This probably lasted a little longer than I thought it would. A 15-minute video for me is a long one, but you know what? Brian deserved it because he did me a solid. Thank you.